Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV, and we're back for the Hot Off the Press show. It's your weekly news show in the all world of the football. And I've got first, I want to introduce Francisco to the channel. I met him on Football United Airways, and he's kindly come on to give his views on a range of subjects that are close to sort of Argentina and Brazil, what's going on right now. So thanks for coming on SFeatley TV. It's a pleasure to have you. And yeah, so we will get straight into it. Obviously, everyone knows what's been going on about Brazil, Argentina, the game that four players apparently Argentina played, and from what I'm gathering, is four players have played that were that apparently or Brazil have accused of not being in quarantine of, and uh, officials didn't. From what Brazil was saying, they didn't get to. They weren't allowed to be able to suspend the match until it was 5 minutes in, and there's been a lot of accusations and negotiations, and Argentina come out and saying that they were happy, they were confident that they were allowed to play this game, and yeah, I mean, Francisco, your view on it, as an Argentina fan, how do you see it? Because it's put your team probably in sort of in the spotlight, in a sense. So how do you see it?
Well, Stephen, first of all, thank you for welcoming to your channel. It's a pleasure. We made a good chat there in Football United, so it's a pleasure to be here. Honestly, I think that whatever you could accuse to the Argentinian players, the people in Brazil who were in charge had 3 days to go to the hotel to request them to be removed from the squad. Whatever they did, whatever they had the rights or the authority to do, they did it 5 minutes into the game. So they go against their own credibility by doing this by the 5th minute of the game, just saying, "Oh no, there was a lot of traffic in the streets of Sao Paulo as we were getting into the stadium." Come on, mate. I mean, let's suppose that the Argentinian teams, despite CONMEBOL cleared them to play. Okay, CONMEBOL is organizing the game alongside FIFA, and CONMEBOL allowed those players to fly from England to Brazil and to be in the stadium and to be in part of the squad. And they were simply cleared by CONMEBOL to play. That's why three of them started. Argentina would never have done something that could go against the rules on the risk of a strong penalty. So I really think that it's whatever you could accuse of the players. They had 3 days to proceed, and they only did it into the game. So it looks really, really strange. In case they shouldn't have been part of the squad, they should have removed them from the squad, or should have requested them to be removed from the squad when they got to Brazil. Independiente, for example, an Argentinian club that played for Copa Sudamericana a couple of months ago, they had some players who were already free of COVID but would still give positive PCRs, because they had some remaining pieces of the virus in the body, despite they were no longer contagious, as it is worldwide known and accepted. And they were not allowed to get into Brazil. They had to spend 10 hours in the airport. Why don't you stop the players in case they are not allowed to be there? It was obvious they were not going to do any quarantine if they had to play three days after they arrived to Brazil.
Yeah, I get the point. I mean, sort of this is what I've said about it, and then I've looked at, obviously looking at it from a neutral's point of view. I know we've probably got, I think Brazil have got, in retaliation of, I think they've banned players, players going to England for playing in the next Premier League game. I believe
Yeah, they asked that the players that were not released to travel to be part of the national team are not allowed to play for the clubs in this weekend. Yeah, that's what they are asking. I don't know which will be the outcome yet.
Well, obviously to me, I think the only player we've got is Gabriel, and I think he's injured anyway. So, from an Arsenal sense, for me, it's more neutral. I think Man United fans will be happy to see that Fred is not available.
Yeah, Liverpool will be upset if
Liverpool, Man
Alisson and
City.
Firmino and Fabinho are not available. Leeds United would not be happy if Rafinha cannot play. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I would like what when I've looked at it, I'm thinking, okay, when did they get into the country? That's what I would like to know. When did they get into the country? If it was a couple of days before or a few days before, how is it taking you 3 days to finally get to say that this is out of order and against COVID rules?
That's excuse me, Stephen. That's what Argentina should ask.
Yeah.
Why are you taking 3 days in case the players are wrongly present in Brazil?
Yeah. If you,
I mean, I understand you can discuss.
These aren't players that are going to go missing, are they? These are international stars. I mean, you're not going to get these players aren't going to go missing very anytime soon. So, if you know they're in the country and they've arrived in the country a few days before to play a game, which obviously Brazil Argentina I think is a massive rivalry down in South America, because they're the two biggest countries going for South American football. So obviously, if you're going in for that game, everyone is going to know when they're going to turn up or when they're going to turn up for training and stuff like that. So what I don't get is if they've been in for about a couple of days, why is it taking you 3 days to work out? Oh wait, they're not in quarantine. Why have they been training? Why have they been doing this? Why have they been doing that? You wait, and even then, like apparently saying the team dressing room, I believe, was locked before the game because was their response when they asked, "Why can you do it before?" Well, how did they do a pre-match warm-up? What about the pre-match warm-up? You could have done it then. If that's the case.
What about them leaving the hotel to the stadium? What about them warming up? What about them coming into the field? And also, what is really serious? What is really serious is that the game was called off by people who do not belong to football. They only belong to a sanity, to the National Sanity Agency. Okay, so they are not part of FIFA, no part of the CBF, no part of the AFA, no part of CONMEBOL. They are not part of any concerning body.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing as well, is that it's not. It's for me is like, if you guys know that if they've been training beforehand and you're doing a pre-match warm-up beforehand, you've had plenty of opportunity because every team, when they get into a country, gets to train with their national team before a game. They always do that. So you've had plenty of time to do it. It stinks. It really does stink, and it makes it, to me, it looks like Brazil wanted to like sort of promote Argentina as like embarrass them in the middle of a football match. That's what it looks like to me. We said, we won't do it. We won't do it now. We won't do it before, like when it get into the country. We won't do it in training. We won't do it before the pre-match. We'll wait until the 5 minutes in, then we'll do it.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Also, for example, you're an Arsenal fan. As far as I could read, Willian just left Arsenal on loan to Corinthians in Brazil. Am I correct? Yes. Well, it turned out when they were protesting against the Argentina players, it turned out that he traveled from England to Brazil to join his team, and he didn't do the quarantine either. And he was coming from England as well. Same like Divo Martinez, like Emi Buendia, like Cuti Romero and Gio Lo Celso. Okay, so why is everybody just pointing at the Argentinians and nobody says anything about Willian, for example? Even the director of that National Sanity Agency from Brazil was speaking to ESPN Argentina on air, and he found out on air what happened with Willian, because they told him, hey, and Willian is not doing the quarantine, and he's also coming from England. And he said, oh, well, yeah, he will have to stick to the majors as well. Yeah.
Do me a favor, just make sure it doesn't come back. I don't want him back. Don't say he hasn't quarantined. That means he's
I
got to
can't
send him
do
back.
anything. I
No,
am
no, no.
sorry, but I have no hierarchy to do anything. I'm
We'll just tell
sorry.
you Brazilian fans, you guys can keep him. You guys, and do you know what? You can have you can have other people back as well. That I know.
In Spanish, when the store does not accept, does not give refunds, they say no aceptamos devoluciones, which means we do not accept no returnings.
No return, no refunds.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an eBay thing. So I
Exactly.
I don't know. It's one of those. I don't know if it's working or it's broken or something. So I'm just gonna put
Yeah,
no
yeah,
return, no refund. So if they buy it, they're screwed. By the way, I don't actually do that. I do actually try and be reasonable on eBay. But if anyone wants to put like accuse me of anything, yes. James, why is Richarlison not named? Look, I think Richarlison that I think the belief
He
is
was
that they're
not.
not.
I think he was not released. He didn't travel to join the team. I mean,
Nah,
Brazil had many starters. If you take the team, the starting 11 from the Copa America final, Argentina had all of them. Despite just Montiel was playing, replacing Nahuel Molina. Gonzalo Montiel was on the bench, and Nahuel Molina played. And there was one more difference in the defense. I think Cristian Romero was not, and Germán Pesela. Just two differences from the starting lineup. And Brazil had 6 or 7.
I'll tell you what. I'll show the lineups that Brazil had. I think the other the people, the players that weren't there. I think the Brazilian players. We can't ban them, but could we ask them not to play the game or something? I believe is also that what they're trying to do as well. So Ververton in gold, Danilo, Verissimo.
Lucas Verissimo. No, neither Verissimo and Militao were part of the starting lineup. Yeah. Marquinhos and Thiago Silva played in the final match.
Yeah.
I think Danilo was part of the starting 11. Alexandro was not. Renan Lodi played there. Casemiro played. Nice. Everton Ribeiro came from the bench. Gerson was not in the starting lineup. Lucas Paqueta and Neymar were parts. And Gabriel entered in the midfield in the second half. Excuse me, I think. More than half of the team was not part of the Copa America final starting lineup. And Argentina only had 2 differences.
Yeah,
the midfield from midfield upwards, it's the same. Dibu Martinez was there, Acuna, and Onico Otamendi played there. I had a doubt if Petzela or Cristian Romero, and only Gonzalo Montiel was on the bench, and Nahuel. Nahuel Molina was about to play, and he played. So just one or not more than 1 or 2 differences.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly show the players that were listed in the game. So. These players is what Brazil are trying to say you can't. Can't play. I don't know if they said that also into the Spanish leagues as well, or the La Liga, or
no,
was it just the Premier League that they?
It was just the Premier League, the Premier League. Let me tell you something, Stephen. If you can go back, okay, on the bench of Brazil, you could read Guilherme Arana. Guilherme Arana played the Olympic Games for Brazil. He played the line. He played in the final match. 3 days later, he was in Buenos Aires, here in Argentina, playing against River Plate, the Copa Libertadores bracket for Atlético Mineiro. He did the same that the Argentinian players did now. The Argentinian players traveled from England to Argentina to the Ezeiza training camp. They traveled to Venezuela, or if not, they traveled straight to Venezuela. It's the same. And they went to Brazil for the second game against Brazil. Guilherme Arana traveled from Tokyo to Brazil to join the team and arrived to Buenos Aires in 3 days. It's a record time to be from Tokyo, Brazil, and Buenos Aires in 3 days. And he should have been forced to make quarantine all the Argentinian athletes that were in the Olympics, no matter, even medalists, not gold, but medalists, had to return to Argentina and do the isolation, except for the professional volleyball players, for example, who play in Europe. But every Argentinian athlete that lives in Argentina was forced to make the quarantine.
I mean, I want to see the comments to see what people are saying. I'm good. Big up MUC Daily. Start at school tomorrow. Good luck to you going back to school, man. He played both Copa America and was allowed to the Olympics. He has a great relationship with the national team. That's what I've heard. I think. I think
I
they're
guess
talking
you are
about
talking about Richarlison.
yeah, James. Why is
Yeah, I see the
James, not
Everton badge
sorry,
there.
Richarlison. Yeah, they talk about Richarlison. Yeah, so Emirates does decided going back to school. No, I hate. You might hate school, mate. I'm sure everyone hates school, but I'm telling you now, right? You will regret it if you don't succeed at school. You will regret it for the rest of your
I
life.
I am
Right?
with
So
you. I am 30. Guys, I am 30. I am 30 years old. I have hated school. I hated. I didn't. No, I didn't hate going to university because I was already studying what I always wanted to be, which is journalism. But guys, put the
yeah.
effort in school. In 10
Oh,
years, you will not
you
regret.
get
I
because
can
then you'll
assure.
get because if you want to do what you want to do, which is being like a sports journalist or anything
Yeah,
like that,
yeah,
you got to
yeah,
get the
yeah.
grades to be able to do the degrees and stuff in university.
Exactly.
That's the
You
only
get
way you're getting it.
the abilities you get from school. You no longer get them ever afterwards. So try hard
For
there.
me, I liked school because it made me, because of my liver disease, it made me feel normal. So I'll go to
Uh
school and
huh.
I feel normal. So
Yeah.
I liked going to school, but because I didn't because of my illness, I'd only got so many grades. I got my main grades, but the other grades that I would chosen my options, I had to leave out. So because of the workload, and it stopped me going to other universities. But there were other universities that I managed to get to with the same courses that I wanted to do. But unfortunately, because of my health, I won't be able to complete the course. Hence why I'm now doing this, which is like voluntary work. And do you know what? I find this more rewarding than what I was doing in university. But I mean, maybe accountancy is not a bad thing. But can you make Fred stay in South America forever? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying about William, mate.
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
thing is, we've sold him, saying we know he's staying. Now we.
Excuse me, did Arsenal sell William, or
No,
is
we let
it
him go.
just
We let him
loan?
go. No, we let him go. We terminated the contract, mutual agreement. We terminated it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a massive.
But
I know.
if
I don't. I know. I understand. Perhaps he didn't succeed there, but it's a
yeah,
huge asset for any squad in South America to get such a player on loan, on a free transfer. Excuse me.
yeah, absolutely. So I just want to quickly go through.
There was a question for me. I think. Yeah. I mean, I've been a Boca Juniors fan all my life. Now I'm a professional journalist and commentator, and I have a big
Yeah.
responsibility, which is being part of the commentary staff of the Argentina league in the English feed worldwide. So yeah, I keep this as a beautiful memory.
Do you do a bit of motorsport as well? That I heard.
Yeah, I do, but that's in Spanish. Yeah, I do it for Latin America, but I am on the English feed throughout the world of the Argentina league. That's my voice. One of the voices is mine.
Wicked. Hey, Steve and Francisco,
Hey,
for likes, go on, smash that like button. Let's get that to 20 likes. The more likes, the more it helps the channel grow. So big up and do that for us, please. Big up Tony and Static. Big up James as well. So yeah. I mean, like I said with the whole thing, it just doesn't. For me, it doesn't feel right. I mean, how do you see it going forwards? Do you see any sort of repercussions that might come Argentina's way,
do you
or
mean the game?
of not just the game, of just like of how things are kind of turned out with the COVID situation, and that if that I want to ask that to see if how as I put this is that do you see any sort of like the authorities coming down on Brazil's side and giving any sort of penalties or fines that you may have?
Well, I think my feeling is that FIFA or CONMEBOL, whoever is in charge of the decision, will take the decision only after Brazil and Argentina are qualified to the World Cup. So they will not put a struggle. They will not get in the commitments of taking a decision that can set a role in the deciding or definition. I mean, they will not risk to take points away from Brazil if Brazil is not qualified yet.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they will award the points to Argentina once both teams are qualified.
Yeah.
So it will take a long time. I am not I'm not expecting an outcome in the upcoming days or weeks, guys. I'm pretty sure that we will see at least not before next year a formal decision of what to do with the points. And I don't think the match will be resumed anyway.
Because of course, I mean, like, obviously, for Kamal's point of view, they want Argentina and Brazil they want to make sure Argentina and Brazil get to the World Cup because they're obviously Argentina and Brazil, no matter what their squad is, they're always favorites. Like, they're always going to be favorites for me.
Yeah,
Brazil,
I mean,
Brazil maybe not as much because I don't think the squad is like the squad that you would usually have, like with your Ronaldinho's, your R9s, your Roberto Carlos's.
No, but this is a strong team. I mean, they have Neymar, they have a top flight number 9 like Firmino. They have 2 extraordinary center backs. They always bring up the best fullbacks in the world. So I think it will take.
They are best they are big when it comes to a big tournament like a World Cup or a Copa America. They are big time occasion teams. You will expect it was. That's why Brazil have that sort of. They're always going to be sort of favourites in a sense, like because you expect Brazil and Argentina to turn up in those big games, in those crucial games because they've got that habit of winning. I mean, Brazil have won. I think it's five now. They've won World Cups, and
Brazil has 5 World Cups. Brazil has made a fantastic start of the qualifiers with 7 wins out of 7 before the game against Argentina.
Is it Argentina 1-3? I believe. Is it Argentina 1-3?
Argentina won 5 and draw, and I think Argentina has 4 wins and 3 draws in the qualifiers before the game against Brazil. I think. Oh yeah, 2 World Cups won in 1978 and 1986, and 3 finals lost, 1930, 1990, and 2014, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah. That's 2. You can always check the badges because we've had the stars at the top. So
yeah.
That's why we only have 1. So, but just go through a bit more comments as well. Francisco, as an Argentinian, do you have any favorite Brazilian players?
Well, I think Neymar is top class, both in and out of the field. I mean, he was already quite respected in Argentina, but after what he did in the Copa America final, it was something amazing. He gave a huge message to Argentinians. During the 90 minutes, he was, how can I say, he was diving all the time. He was trying to get fouls, and he was trying to raise yellow cards for his opponents, which is what any player would do in a Continental Cup final. I mean, we cannot say that. Oh no, I would not do that. Yeah, everybody would do that. Come on, don't lie. But after the game, he had lost. He was gutted, but he went to compliment Leo Messi. He went and compliment his teammates Leo Paredes and Angel Di Maria. He knows how big it was for Argentina to win a cup, and it does nothing but earn lots of respect in Argentina. So yeah, he's a fantastic player, and the way he behaved after the game made me like him even more. And we can mention many players. I mean, having Dani Alves playing at the level he's playing in South America at 38 years old, it's something wonderful. Somebody's mentioning here Lucas Paquetá. Yeah, he's the best one to deal. He's the one that deals the best with Neymar inside the field. Yeah, there's a lot of talent in Brazil.
Yeah, there's always going to be talent in Brazil. I mean, their pools always.
They learn in Argentina during most of decades. The kids learned to play football in very irregular terrains, which we call potreros, which means football fields with no grass, only the ground, even mud and really difficult conditions for the ball to roll on, and they earn lots of technique. Brazilians do that on the beach, in the sun of the beach.
Yeah. I've always had that. I've always had that picture of Brazil. I mean, like Gabriel Martinelli, for example, is one of our last of our big scouts is fine.
Yeah, and many of them face really, really hard adversities when they are in their childhoods, in their
which
childhoods.
made them that fighter and
Yeah.
sort of never giving attitude, which you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see
yeah.
it when you can see it when Martinelli's playing for Arsenal when he actually is allowed to play. That is, but you can see it is like he puts every time he comes on, he's on the pitch. You know he's on the pitch, which says a lot compared to some players you might get that we've already got in our lineup. So, yes, that's it. I'll get to that comment. Yeah, I did have to go to members first, but I'll get to that comment now. I would like to know if Francisco supports any Argentina teams or Brazil teams.
Yeah, I am from Argentina, so I support an Argentinian club, which is Boca Juniors. But I mean, I was a fan throughout all my life, but since I started working professionally, I forced myself to behave a bit more professionally. So if you ask me which team I support, I will answer Boca Juniors. But I will not go out and say it everywhere as I used to say it a couple of years ago when I was a bit younger. I'm so happy for Messi to finally win the Copa America. Thanks a lot, mate. Yeah, we know that not only us celebrated the victory for Messi, but all the world did. So thank you a lot. Thanks a lot.
What I say with Messi, obviously people could make like I remember at one time we was at the peak of like in Brazil, in Barcelona, sorry, at a time. What would you say? Like obviously we've seen Pele, and by the way, I hope Pele. But any news that you haven't checked today, Pele is he's not very unwell. He's just having some health issues that have having to be checked by the doctors. We wish him all the best.
He had to be checked and he was entered a hospital. Yeah, but so all our best wishes for him too.
Yeah,
all our best wishes for him.
For me, he is the GOAT of all time. Like for me, I've always put him up there.
Yeah, I have another goat back over the shirt of Boca. I have another goat. You can see there.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk. I'm English.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But it's a goat for us. I respect a lot your preference for Pelé. I simply disagree. That's all. It's okay.
Yeah. I would say I was going to ask. Sorry, with Maradona and Messi. How would you say that like Messi compares to him? Because obviously there's been comparisons to like because Messi's. I've seen Arsenal when we're 1-0 up against Barcelona in the Nou Camp. They don't look ever like they're going to score a goal at the time. They were really off form, and then within 20 minutes we're 4-1 down, and it's all Messi by himself. So
yeah, he is.
And by that point, you just have to go like. Nah.
They are. Yeah, indeed. They are different kinds of players. I mean, Maradona was a special character because he embraced millions of Argentinians that raised facing struggles and adversities, and he made those people have a hero, which is not a little thing. When Diego died last year, I saw lots of people crying because they said he was our hero. He was not only people. I admire Messi a lot, but my heroes in life are different, are others. But Diego was a hero for millions, tens of millions people around the world, and that's not something you see every day. Lionel Messi is possibly the best football player ever. Yeah, might be, but the kind of character Diego has no comparison as well. So they are different goats. I mean, they are different kinds of goats.
Yeah, obviously, and I mean, like for me, is like I don't say for me, Henry is the best of all time.
And they played in different worlds. They played in different worlds. I mean, when Argentina won, and different times of society of world. When Leo Messi won the Copa America 2 months ago, people in Bangladesh in the deepest end of Southeast Asia. They came on the street to celebrate. They would not do that. And it didn't happen with Maradona in 1986. They loved him, but they didn't go out on the street and celebrate. Not that I know, at least.
Oh, 9 over Pellet. That's a bold statement. That is a very bold
Yeah,
statement.
nice statement.
Come on, keep smashing that like button, and subscribe button, guys. Really, really important you do that for the channel. It really does help us, big time. I want to just touch on what did I wanted to touch on? I've forgotten my train of thought there. Huh, that's good. That's always It's always good when you're getting somewhere and then you lose it and you're like, oh great. That's what am I gonna do now? But right, so what I will if I get the thought back in my head, I'll go back to it. But I wanted to move on to the other part of this show in the description, which was the obviously we had the Hungary England game, and obviously watching that game, you heard the racism that was towards Sterling um, and also I think a couple of other black players that was on at the time when I think Sterling scored I think the first goal, the second goal, um, and
Right.
again, like I keep saying, as much as these things keep happening on a regular basis, and much as we keep talking about and we keep repeating the same things, we still need we still need to talk about it and still need to keep it like questioning everything that's been going on, because I've seen no repercussions from from FIFA whatsoever. From what I'm hearing, is that I've seen no repercussions um, at all for following the racist abuse. But I'll just quickly look at one news report so far. Uh, it's probably just the same rhetoric where they just condemn it and or probe it and don't actually do anything. It's bad when you've got UEFA that have already done stadium bans on them, but they're not talking to FIFA to do something, so that FIFA end up doing their own stadium ban. When actually, to be honest, when they've been doing it so many times anyway, they should just come together and say, "No, you're banned." What am I doing there? Get rid of that, honestly. That's...
I am not deep into the thing, but what I can say is that FIFA or whatever governing body is should ban teams should have the strict measures of if they had to ban a team from qualifying for 2 World Cups, do it.
Well, do
Okay.
you know what? I mean,
it happened.
we
It happened.
were...
It happened in Hungary. It happened in Hungary a couple of months ago when the Hungarian Formula One Grand
Yeah.
Prix was held, and there were some laws that were against LGBT communities. And Sebastian Vettel showed up with a mask, wearing a mask and a T-shirt on the LGBT movement colors. So I think that's amazing from him. It's an amazing gesture from him.
Same with Lewis Hamilton. He came straight out on his Instagram and condemned it straight out.
Yeah, Lewis. Anyway, Lewis raised the awareness against racism last year when George Floyd was martyred, and he moved Formula One into a whole new movement of no racism, and huge campaign, which is absolutely wonderful. That has deservedly earned lots of new fans of Formula One around the globe, which is something that I truly celebrate.
It's like I've said, and like I've said as well, and obviously I'm going a little bit off, but it is still relevant to obviously what we're mentioning about. What I have said is anyone that doesn't know about Lewis Hamilton, what they're doing, go look up the Hamilton Commission, and you'll get to see the reports they've been doing on diversity and equality in motorsport and giving fair opportunity to all forms of life, not just black players. And what he said is he wants to try and open it not just to obviously make more diversity as well, but equality, and also the fact that people that struggle to make a living like myself do can have an opportunity to try and get in it, because at the moment it's only the rich, mostly the rich guys that have had this backing end up getting in the sport. So yeah, anyone that hasn't checked the Hamilton Commission, go look it up online and you'll get to see it. And that's why I say the FIA and with Lewis Hamilton as well alongside them they're actually using him and that to actually are trying to affect change. And when he did get racism abuse after the British Grand Prix, they came out and quickly shut it down. All the teams, most of the drivers, nearly all the drivers, everyone came straight on it and um, got rid of it and condemned it. And
Hmm.
that's that's something I want FIFA and UEFA to come together and look at and say, well, the FIA can do that, so why can't we do that? If we're do it if like these teams keep doing it in our stadiums, in their stadiums, well, I'm sorry, you're banned. To be honest, if if UEFA had balls and said, England, after what you did in that Euro final, you're banned in the World Cup next season, for the next World Cup, I would have gone, fine, fine, because unfortunately, as no as I was not I was never like as a fan. That's harsh on me because I was never part of that brigade and I would never stand for it. Unfortunately, these people need to learn, and as soon as you do that, the English FA will just go. They'll lose some. I think lose the first they lose a lot of money, and second of all, they would because of that they will just go. No, we're not having that anymore. We actually affect change, so it doesn't happen the next time. I think they tried to address it. I think with the hooliganism. I think 2004, where um uh England fans in and around where they were staying in Lisbon were causing so much um uh like going out drinking every night and being like aggressive and all that. So again, like again, if that happens, ban it. But the problem is UEFA and FIFA don't have these. Don't they love to say they take out disciplinary? I'm looking at the Guardian now. Disciplinary proceedings into what happened, but in the end, like they all say, yeah, we're going to do the disciplinary. We stand against it, and then you don't hear anything. And about a year's time, it all goes quiet,
Hmm.
and you don't. It doesn't happen anymore. It's
Yeah, yeah. Strict measures or just stop speaking rubbish. That's it.
Yeah, it's also at the time saying like, oh, look at us, we're actually trying to do something, but we're not actually going to do it. So um
Exactly.
so yes, Sterling scoring the first goal, he takes his shirt off to dedicate a goal to a family member and drinks and objects of drinks and objects for disgusting. They should be banned from playing in the next tournament. Why are you doing this show with the Fernand? That was can't forget. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Uh, if teams are getting harsh, punishment, uh, uh, then punishment, then fans, uh, if if teams are getting harsh punishment, then fans will stop abusing players. Yeah, no, or other the majority will try and sort the problem out in it as well. So it's a big society problem, and that won't go away. All this talk on how racism needs to be stopped and actions have to be taken, no matter how strict it is. But the problem is when you've got someone like Boris Johnson in charge of the country, it does make it a little bit difficult. It says it all, doesn't it? So FIFA will never ban teams because they don't care. And number two, if big nations missed out on tournaments, they lose money, and that's all they care about. Um, uh, about bastards, all of them. Yeah, it's it is that's what it all comes down to. The bottom line is money, and they'd rather not lose money than protect black players. And to be honest, it gets to a point now. If they hear it, I mean, I watched Sterling's reaction after he was. I think he was trying to foul in the box, and there was a penalty appeal, and you could hear it, and he was like, "Right." He looks it up. He looks up him initially, like, "What you doing?" Turns around to the referee, and then just jogs back, and he's not going to say anything because nothing gets done. So it's just like he's there to fend for himself, and it's all right saying the player. And I get the England players. coming out and backing him and doing that and everything, but like it really does. It's sad to see when a black player has that. He's been subjected to that, and like he knows the authorities aren't going to be there to help him. Like, if I was Kane, the captain, I would. To be honest, it should get to a point where players should have the power to just say, if they hear it in the stadium, just walk off until they either deal with the problem by it or stop or they suspend the game. I mean, how do you think? How do you think? Do you think players should have more power in
Yeah.
this instance
Yes,
to try and affect
they
it?
should have, and I agree with the comments that showed up here. Measures must be strict and punishment must be strict, no matter what it is.
Hmm.
I mean, if punishments are not strong enough,
Yeah, it's like when you
all the
go.
rest is rubbish.
Yeah, it's like when say if you decided to um uh assault someone in the street. If you get banned for if you get maybe a suspended sentence for a year, right? You go, oh, okay, that's not bad, right? Right, might only get a suspended sentence if I knock him out again, right?
Yeah, that's it. You set
Whereas if you,
you set
yeah,
the record for the rest.
sometimes I've seen like some people have murdered people, or examples is where they've murdered people, and then like they get say like for 5 years, and then they only serve about 1 or 2 because of good behavior. So like,
Hmm.
well, what was the point in punishing
Yeah,
him? It's the same here. It's like there need to be more stricter, harsher punishments. But again, it doesn't seem like it's going to change. So yeah, so yeah. Obviously we're gonna. I'm just gonna quickly touch on any sort of further international news. I mean, how well I'll ask you actually about the World Cup coming up in December. How do you feel Argentina are looking going into that tournament?
well, Argentina is has got a huge momentum after winning the Copa America, which was largely expected
Mm.
for a long time, but now they must keep on building the strong team. Still, I think that it's not easy. It's not easy at all to face the European clubs. Now that our whole team is playing abroad, well, that could be make things a little bit even, but it's not easy to play against European teams. When the Club World Cup comes up, you see a huge difference of the European clubs and the South American ones. I think that Argentina can dream of a World Cup, yeah, but it's not enough to win the Copa America. I mean, the all our players are playing in the best leagues in the world, and that's really good. It was not exactly like that in 2018 or 2014. And if the whole group is united and the whole squad are playing as a whole team, then that can make us candidates. But we can't underestimate. We are facing huge teams in the World Cups like France, like England, like Brazil, like Belgium, like Italy, who will be back very strong in 2022. I mean,
Mm.
we have taken a huge step in the right direction, and I think the national team is going in the right direction. It's not enough yet.
Yeah, you make a great point about Italy as one of. Do you know what? There's a lot of people keep saying when they see a World Cup, they're the underdogs. Well, I'm sorry, the way they played in that in the Euros completely in their 3 group stage games all the way to the final. And to be honest, I could have said we could have probably maybe done better in the final. We could have probably played better. We maybe had the edge over 90 minutes. I don't know, but it could go either way. But in the end, um, what I would say is, I would say for me, they are one of the favourites because of their squad. I know Chiellini's probably getting a bit old, but I still say because it's only a year, he'll still be there. I think it'll be his last. His last tournament though. You've got also Mancini, and Mancini knows how to win big games and knows how to win
Hmm.
big tournaments. He's been there and done it, and you've seen how he managed that team throughout the Euros. It was impeccable how he managed to get them all the way, and no one's really sort of giving them a chance as being a favourite. So I would say for me, they're one of the favourites from the European side of the draw. For me, France, I don't know what's going on with France. Germany might be a shot because they've got Flick as their manager now, so they could be a shock comeback. I think England might have a fair chance as well because England looking strong. Southgate is knowing what he's
It's your
doing.
best generation in a long time, I think.
Yeah, and to be honest, most of that team has got another two World Cups, 3 World Cups on them at least after this one. So the pool of players we've got is huge, huge. So um, it'd be interesting to see how obviously Southgate picks his team and judges it. So um, yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. Chad Buckle, nice to see you in the chat. I haven't seen you before. Please do make sure you smash the like and subscribe button. It is the Sport Children's Liver Disease Foundation after all. Still think they are underdogs. Okay. I feel that they had a fluke win. Big up. He also knows how to win FA Cup in 2013. It's good. That's good. Good. But yeah, I agree with that. 11 likes. Well done. Yeah, come on, guys. Let's get that. Let's get that up to 20. Let's get that up to 20, guys. Let's come on. Let's do it. Before we close off. So yeah. Do you say you're gonna win it? The World Cup?
Who I say that will win the World Cup? Oh,
Do you say you're gonna win it? And if not, who is gonna win it?
I mean, it's a dream to win the World Cup, but I know I think it's not enough yet. But who can know? Well, I think many teams are building strong teams. I mean, I don't want to give just a fancy answer like, yeah, everybody's the candidate. No, I want to give you a quick answer, a real answer. I think that France, with a grown Kylian Mbappe, they can get a double win. They can get it back to back.
Yeah. I
They
feel
have a new generation of players that is like Eduardo Camavinga, for example, or new talents that are soon to join the national team, and yeah, they can give a huge boost.
is that France. You say?
Possibly
Say back
France.
to back. Possibly France.
Yeah, possibly.
Do you know what the problem is?
I would love it to be Argentina, but I don't think we are yet on the run.
Do you know what? For me,
We are. I think that Lionel Scaloni has made the squad grow a lot in terms of playing style, in terms of
Mhm.
union of the players. That's
Mm.
something that I have never seen with any other national team that Argentina has had. But I don't think it's enough yet. If we keep on building on this, perhaps in a year, I say, yeah, we are strong. We are candidates. We are one of the candidates. We are not yet.
Yeah, for me, I would say England are definitely candidates for me going on in the Euro 2020 one we had, and also the 2018 World Cup we had as well. We did a very good
Hmm.
one there as well. So um, the players we've got have had that experience of being in a final, which we haven't had since '66. Uh, they know the pressure. They've dealt with the pressure. They're now one more year's experience in the Premier League as well at top flight of football of English football. Our players are probably going to be more ready than they ever are. Uh, Probably also it's more of an opportunity for us than maybe the 2018 World Cup in a sense. Depends how it draws, but you could still say um, Yeah, I would still say for me, I would. Depends how the draw goes as well. It depends how it all plays out. Germany, I think, it's our biggest opportunity because there are still a number of teams I think that need to have that 2 more years still to develop their team and their squad. And I think Germany might be one of them with their new manager. And uh, like Portugal, maybe Spain. I'd like to. They need to develop their squad. I don't think their squad's very strong
Mm,
at all. So then there's a number of teams out there that we're better than them. We know we're better than them. We've got better players than them. We can play
yeah.
better than them. And like we've shown against Germany, we can do it. So, um, and I believe our players can do it. Whether we win it, do you know what? You, if people want to clip this, clip it. We're gonna win the World Cup.
Okay.
We're gonna win the World Cup,
Good.
right? I'm going for it. Why not? We're going for it. This is our biggest chance ever.
Argentina versus England in the final.
Oh Jesus!
Right.
Right, I remember Maradona training Messi. He ain't teaching him any tricks, is he?
No. Leo does not do that.
Yeah. Big up. Look, we've come to the end. Yeah, just gonna quickly put this in the chat. So I'll just quickly put this message in the chat and just go through last comments. And racism will never be eradicated, unfortunately, because some people can't be educated. That's a very good point. Very good point. England will win the World Cup. Nah, I'm just joking. They will bottle it again. So, mate, like you said the World Cup was coming. Actually, hang on. You said the world like football was coming home, right? When it was Sweden getting into the quarters, and then he got crashed out by or the U16, then he got crashed out by Ukraine, right? And then you said it was all about the World Cup, the women's Olympics, sorry, and then you got crashed out of that in the final. So I thought it was coming home for you guys. So be nice nice to England. You live in UK. Was born to. I haven't forgot that, bro. 12 likes. Do smash. Yeah, please do smash the likes up. Very good show. Thank you, Steven and Francisco. No worries. But yeah, Francisco, like I said, thanks for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on.
My pleasure,
today's
Stephen.
show. And yeah, any socials, anything you want to shout out, go for it, mate.
Mate, if you can watch the Argentinian League through the worldwide platforms like Fanatis, like Gafa Play, the Argentinian one, whatever, you can find me among the commentators. My social media, Francisco Aure is my Twitter account. Add an underscore between name and last name for the Instagram account. And Stephen, thank you for welcoming here. It was a pleasure.
No worries. No, thank you for coming on. And yeah, make sure to go check that out if you want to watch Argentinian football. And yeah, So like I said, you can find, as I've said before, you can find me on SFeatleyTV. The competition that I've been going on about this week with the new Bruno Fernandes shirt from Manchester United. That's gonna be some point tomorrow. At some point, one of the streams tomorrow, I will be giving out that prize for the Bruno Fernandes home shirt. So you better make sure you let every Man United fan know that there is a size large Bruno Fernandes shirt going for free, being given away as a competition for someone in the comments. So make sure everyone tunes in to both streams tomorrow for your chance to win it. So I'll be picking it either tomorrow, either 6 p.m. stream or the 8 p.m. stream, right? Either which way, I will be doing that. So it will be tomorrow. So I enjoyed the stream a lot. Well done. Just like a bit Fernandes. Francisco, buddy, I will be watching Boca big up. Yes. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to smash the subscribe button. Make sure you do as you can see, people here are members as well. Do join the membership from as little as $1.99 a month, right, to $4.99 a month, to $8.99 a month. $4.99 a month, you get members polls, with members live streams and stuff, and then the $8.99 you will get the connection through social media. But yeah, $1.99 is just for priority shout out and comments, and priority, and also shout outs as well. So yeah, make sure you do that and do join the membership. It's really great perks there. And yeah, like and subscribe to support Children's Liver Disease Foundation. But until then, we're back at 7:15 for the watch along between Poland and England in the World Cup qualifier. So make sure to tune us in then. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.